This good song just came to me. And this is another song I used to always listen to when I was younger. I was all up in R&B, in R&B land when I was younger. And it was so good because it was so meaningful. It wasn't so funky. It was so sweet, and like, even if it had a taint of vulgar, it didn't sound like that. It wasn't so blatant in your face. It was kind of subtle, so you was like, wait, what they just say? It make you like, what they say? You know, just a little, you know, you gotta like figure it out for a second. Like, oh, they said that. Oh, they said that. It makes it, it's like surprising. Like, ooh. But now, what has happened? But it's the song, wait, Emotional by Carl Thomas and Faith Evans. And this particular part keeps replaying in my head. Never imagined you would be a painted picture. I'm emotional, so emotional. Oh, no. Ooh, girl, singing that song like that. You saw me leaving, no deceiving, it's official. I'm emotional, so emotional. Ooh, you know it? You know it? Ooh, make me feel some type of way. You know, it's just like, you know, you figured they'll me. So good. So maybe some of you are emotional, or maybe someone's emotional about you. Maybe. I can't forget that night I saw you in the corner, wrapped up tight. You were wrong, slow dancing on the floor while I was watching from the door. So there you were. Ooh, never, no more. I'm emotional. Oh, you know that feeling when you're hurt and you're like, no, I'm not doing this no more. You just make up your decision and your choice right there, like, no, you get away from me because I know you and I know that I don't like you. Get away from me. And that's how it feels. Like when you get hurt, it's like, ugh, it just hits you, strike you hard, like a football to the gut. Like make you go back, right? Make you fall back. Oh, ooh, that's what it feels like. These are the things we go through with these emotions that we have to learn how to maintain. And it's not easy, but it's possible. When you make the decision that you just not fitting to deal with it, like I'm just not going to do that anymore, and then you just don't do it, life becomes easier. When we don't know any better and then we like try to make excuses for people that don't need any excuses because they need to, if they want to be around someone like you, they need to check themselves. I heard, chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I be having random tweaks, like, you know, it makes me feel like, you know, people that have Tourette syndrome, they be saying they usually say things that are like vulgar. I wonder why that is. They usually say things that are like crazy, they be cursing, but it's involuntary, like they can't control it. And I'm not making fun of nobody's illness or anything or condition, but there's one girl and I like everything she said. I don't know if it's like, because some of the stuff she says, it's like she heard it before and it gets stuck, and it's almost like it gets stuck in a certain part of the mind, and it replays. And she'll be having a whole conversation. You know how Tourette's works. She'll be having a whole conversation and just talking. And then she just like, you know, it just come out real quick. She just say whatever, like real quick. And it's like, oh. Yeah, so some of you are going to know who I'm talking about, but she's an influencer. She's like, I think she's like on TikTok or something. But she be like, wind it up. I like when she say that. I like when she say a lot of stuff she say. But it's just, but she's so sweet. Like, she's such a sweet girl. She has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend loves her. He probably be smiling all the time because she just be, you know, having her moments, you know, real quick. Hey, that's how her brain works. But yeah. I don't know, she just came to my mind because I feel like sometimes, I mean, I don't have Tourette's syndrome or anything, but sometimes the way messages come to me is quick and like, you know, so it just made me think about her because it just be coming out random, like. Anyway, so emotional. Are you feeling emotional right now? Or are you remembering a time when you were emotional and you grew from that? You grew from not knowing how to deal with your emotions, you know? You know, a lot of times you feel the most emotions when you're dealing with someone in in a romantic relationship. Because romantic relationships are emotional. I think romantic relationships always hit a certain part of a person's psyche because of the bond that takes place. Is like the bonding, just like how a baby bonds with its parents or with its mother. That bond is strong to the point where babies start to know when their mother or father is gone, and they don't like that, and they'll start to cry. But as soon as they see them again, then they're happy. And they could be asleep and wake up, very sensitive, because it's like they could feel that your aura has left from whatever room that they're in, and that will cause them to wake up. My nephew was like that still, and he's about to be 5 soon. But he could feel when one of us has left the room, and he'll wake up, you know, and be like, why you leave me by myself? He don't like to be by himself. That's one thing about him. Not all the time. Sometimes he feels like that. But when he's in his zone playing his loud, whatever he doing in there, because he like loud things. He just want everything to be blasting. We got to tell him to turn it down all the time. But when he's like in a mode where he wants company, he'll tell you, I don't want to be by myself. Can you come? He just has those moments. And I feel like that's what we have as well. I feel like that aspect of our personality, it doesn't really leave when we get older. I think it's still there. It's just something that we might bury. We might not really talk about it because it might be looked at as like some type of weakness, but it's not. We human. This is what happens in this vessel and with our mind and with our emotional state. Sometimes you just don't want to be alone. Sometimes you would rather be with someone. And that's a natural way to feel. You know, it's just important that you don't allow like solitude to be overtaken by loneliness. What you really want to do is turn your loneliness, if you have any, into solitude. Because it is very important for you to be able to feel comfort with yourself, like just by yourself, with yourself. Because when you do that, you grow. You grow emotionally, spiritually. I feel like your psyche becomes more potent, like it's stronger, because you know yourself so much that you benefit in future relationships when you know yourself. Because you won't sell yourself short for what somebody else wants. You know what you want and you know what's important to you. So you don't sacrifice yourself to the point where you forget about you, and then you end up in a relationship that you're not even in alignment with because you weren't real with the person from the beginning. You kind of like were going along, getting along with the get along, doing what they wanted you to do. And it was just like no mutual, it turns into not having mutual respect in the relationship when one does that. And I've seen that over and over again in relationships. To where when you mutate too much, how can I say what I'm thinking? When you don't have a mind of your own and you don't have your own thoughts and stuff about things and your own ways of understanding, people like that often just do whatever the other person wants to do, even if it's not right. That's what they don't know. They don't even know how to communicate to the other person that they don't feel like it's the right thing to do, even if it's going to turn into a little disagreement. That's better than acting like you're okay with something that you're not really okay with, and then dealing with it and then being frustrated in silence. And then the other person, at that point, when you behave in such a way for so long, the person expects that from you, for you not to say anything. And then it becomes like imbalanced. The relationship becomes imbalanced in that situation. Like, you must know what it is that is important to you. Like, in a relationship, what's important to you? What means something to you? Because when you don't know, you're just like, oh no, it doesn't matter. It's always it doesn't matter. Sometimes that's fine, because sometimes you're just chilling. You're just like, hey, yes, okay. But all the time, and you never have any input or anything, and it just, you become silenced, and then it's because you silenced yourself. And then like not expressing yourself because you think the other person might feel some type of way about what you said. I mean, as long as you know that what you're saying is not coming from a bad place and you're just expressing yourself, why not do that? Because you're being honest to yourself. You must be honest to yourself in order to be honest to anyone else. The honesty starts with yourself first. It starts with you. So working on being honest with yourself and then feeling the self-love in that space, it ignites a passion inside of you to where when you see something wrong, you don't have any problem voicing your opinion. And it's like, sometimes maybe you could be wrong when you voice your opinion. Maybe it's fine though, because if you voice your opinion or voice your thoughts or whatever, and it just so happens to be inaccurate in any way, I just feel like that's how you learn as well. Because if someone around you has the ability to show you something else, it can help you see something that you didn't see before. And I feel like it strengthens your mind, and it strengthens your ability to communicate as well. I feel like people don't communicate enough anymore. Because communication, it brings growth. It brings like growth and experience, and realizations formulate for you to play with, really. Because just like you play with your reality from what you learn. We are the artists of our own reality. So with those emotions that you have, the question is, what will you do with them? Because just like back to this song, these emotions here, even in the song with how it's sung, it is very emotional. It is very, even when I think about me just singing it, it made me feel like I was acting, because it's so emotional. When you have like a lot of emotion, this is where people like to say, oh, you're over exaggerating. Sometimes people say that, but they just trying to like downplay you. I mean, sometimes people could over exaggerate, don't get me wrong, But at the same time, it's like, if I'm expressing myself and I'm trying to get my point across and I'm not being disrespectful and I'm being calm, like how I'm talking to you right now, don't tell me I'm over exaggerating. Like, at least listen to what I'm saying. And okay, even if you say I'm over exaggerating, or even if someone says that you're over exaggerating, they're gonna have to give you a reason why. Like, where you getting that from? Why am I over exaggerating then, since this is what you say? So, because, hey, maybe I am, maybe, but let me see. You gotta tell me why, how. If you can't answer that question, then you're just trying to play me now, and I don't appreciate that. Okay. Because I just find that people kind of just throw anything out there to throw you off when they don't want to hear the truth, or when they want to avoid having to express or elaborate on a topic. They try to scapegoat out of it and use you as the goat, and then flip the script on you and then make you think something that was not based on some frolic that they connected together that didn't really make sense, because it just defines the fact that they still talking the same talk and nothing has grown or improved. Emotions. Never imagined you would be a painted picture. I'm emotional. You saw me leaving, no deceiving, it's official. I'm emotional. You won't be never imagined you would be a painted picture. Still, you will be still. I wonder if they just said that because it rhymed, or if they had, what did they mean by that? You will be a painted picture, like a memory? I like lyrics and understanding them and like dissecting them. But a painted picture. Yeah, it's like a memory. That's what it's giving me. Like a memory. I never imagined you would just be a picture. How do you handle your emotions? Like, when you get sad, are you someone that likes to be around people? This bird is loud. Are you someone who likes to be around people? Or are you someone who likes to be alone? You know, me, I don't like to be around people. If I'm feeling some type of way, I need to think. I need to be with my spirit family and with God for a second. Just I gotta go into the mountains like Jesus. I don't have no mountains over here. I guess my mountain is a quiet space. That quiet space is like a battery pack. A spiritual battery pack of peace and tranquility, filled with images of meditative moments for me. But it's really about what you do with those emotions. You know, it's crazy because very emotional aspects of life create or have the fuel, or give you the fuel to create beautiful things. You know, a lot of times when people are really, really emotional, they make music, and it's like the best music because it's real and it's authentic. It's like the best stuff. It's the best stuff on earth. That's what they say about a certain tea. You ever heard that before? The best stuff on earth? I just thought about that. Even like books or poems, when one is in their emotions, people resonate with truth even if they're liars, because the truth is natural. The truth is natural, and it brings light to the world. The truth is like light. The truth is love. And love is light. Love is truth as well. So the truth brings that light of love to the world. That's why people with a pure heart, when they hear truth, it makes them happy. But people who have a tendency to lie, they're not going to want to hear the truth because they know that they're not in alignment with it. And they also know that truth can shine the light on their lies. So it causes much discomfort to those who have trouble being honest. It's funny how in this world you can tell the truth and then suffer consequences. And that's actually backwards. It should be the other way around. But see, this backwards, upside down world that we live in. And there's so many people that are in that mindset of thinking that good is bad and bad is good. That those who speak the truth, it's almost like they work hard to do what they know is right and to do what they came here to do. But then there's so many people that think the opposite, and that person that just took 2 steps forward, it could feel like they're taking 10 steps back because of the mass amount of individuals that are lost souls. They're living, but they're lost. Don't be one of them. Try your best not to be. You know, get to know yourself. Get to know what's important to you. It always starts with you. So that when you do become emotional, because that's going to happen in life, you'll be able to know what to look for, what to evaluate within yourself. Like, why am I emotional, first of all? What made me emotional? Oh, because of how they treated me. How did they treat you? What did they do? Oh, I saw them. What did she say? Let me go back to these lyrics. She said she was watching from the door. She saw him slow dancing on the floor. So hurt, there you were. So imagine going to look for someone that you're in a relationship with, and you have a feeling that they might have went to the bar down the street, around the corner, and down the block, right? So you rolled up. You was like, wait, is my person over here? Is that their car? Oh, okay, let me see something. You peek through the door, you see them slow dancing on the floor with the next one. Oh, this what you doing? Then you're going to be so hurt because there they are with someone else. Oh, a damsel in distress. And then you become emotional. Now you have to figure out, how am I going to handle this situation here? Because this just broke me in half. I'm just broken to pieces. I'm going to have to schlep back to the car. You know, you sad, you feel like everything feels like it's dropping off of you. Like everything is it just feels sad. Like, no, right? It makes you want to cry. And oftentimes we do cry. When we should, though. We need to cry when stuff like that happens. You can't hold that in because it just makes it worse for you. So let it out. Let it out, okay? Tears wash away the impurities of the environment and release the pain that is within you, bottled up inside. You have to pour it out for the homies. Not pour it out for the homies. Don't mind me. It's a moment that I have at times. But yeah, you have to figure out what to do with that. Like, are you going to go in there and pick up an empty beer bottle that someone left and knock somebody over the head with it? That's the first choice. Or that's one of the choices. This is multiple choice, okay? The next one, are you going to go outside and find your car and key it up, pop the tires, everybody, and then put a sign, I know what you did last summer. Don't mind me, it's funny, to me at least, but anyway. Or are you just going to take note and say, well, maybe I should just have a talk with them, or maybe I should just wait right here until they come out and then see if they like, I don't know. Let me just what's the other one? Oh yeah, that could be the third choice in the multiple choice question. I'm gonna wait for them to come out and then call them to me and then see how they behave themselves. And the fourth one is go back home and pack your bags. Or I guess that's it. I don't know. That's all that's coming to mind right now. But it really depends on so much more than that. That's just me giving some random multiple choice questions. Like, what's your first choice? A lot of y'all are gonna say, I'm getting that empty bottle, I'm gonna bust somebody over the head. Now think about that. Think about it, okay? Especially if you don't run that fast, because somebody gonna catch you and then you're gonna be locked up. They won't let you out. I don't think you want to be locked up off the strength of somebody having a moment of slow dancing on the floor with a random, or maybe they're not random. That's another question. I don't know. But that right there causes a lot of emotions. Could you imagine seeing a person that you with all up on somebody, rubbing up on somebody? Oh, see, that make you start glitching, see? You gotta watch that glitch, because you don't know what's gonna happen after that. You know, that causes people to black out. And then they be like, oh, I didn't mean to hurt them. I don't even remember what happened. Look, think about it first. That's all I gotta say. Just think first. Don't move too fast. Because, woo, those emotions that we have, I don't think sometimes we don't really realize how powerful they are. Because it's a hard pill to swallow. Okay? I'd say always think about your freedom, your ability to move on. Even though it hurts in that moment, always think about your ability to move on and live the rest of your life happily ever after. Just because something doesn't work doesn't mean that God won't send another in your life, as long as you're ready for that person. Because when you are pure at heart and you're ready to truly love, God will send someone to you. And you could have thought that the last one was the one that you would marry. I remember when I thought that somebody was the one I would marry, and that did not happen, right? And now I see why. The divine alignment was not there. It just was not. It wasn't there. And you know, the more you recognize the power of divine alignment and you realize that it actually works for you, not against you, there's a lot that you're just not going to deal with, that you're not going to accept, and you will be open to what do I want to say? You'll be open to the possibilities of what you don't really know for sure. Like, you don't have the ability to say what God has in store for you, but the only way you will know is if you have faith in the direction that God is taking you in, and you always move with a pure heart. So, long story short, it's better that you don't pick up the empty beer bottle that someone left at the bar and bust somebody over the head with it, because then there's a high possibility that you won't get to meet who God really created for you. just because you was mad at the dud. The dud is a dud. Let him be there. But you don't want to throw your whole life away off the strength of something somebody did that was ridiculous, you know? Because we never know what's going on in someone's head if the communication is not good. Because I feel like there's times where, like, people could think that their person was cheating on them and they wasn't even cheating. And they never talked to the person about it. But because they thought that, they figure, oh, I'm going to go cheat too. Like a get back. But the sad part about it is the person that they thought cheated never cheated. So they do something extreme and they never communicated. They just assumed. That's dangerous. Like, you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody like that because their mind is too weak. And clearly, they have trouble communicating. And don't nobody have no time for that. No, no, bueno. No, 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 honey. No, no, no. I think that's it for this message. I'll see you in the next one.